You drinking a beer right now?
Yep, just finished one.
Nice. I like it. Sunday fun day here. What's
Exactly.
going on, guys? Dan Klein. I got Drew Doggett on the line. I bribed him with a beer to get on with me and do a follow up video. We were on, I think it was March, the end of March. We did a case study. We looked at a couple of Drew's sites, and Drew was kind enough to kind of pull the curtain back. And so I wanted to follow up with some of those case study videos to kind of show where people are at now. Just got done talking to Drew before we jumped on to find out that he's pacing a $9,000 to $10,000 a month. Is that correct?
That's right.
So your biggest month to date?
To date, that's right.
Sweet. Well, first and foremost, congratulations. That's awesome. I remember when I got to that $10,000 mark, and it's like a elusive, but then once you get it, it's kind of like you know you can do you're not even on camera. You're actually, it's just your screen. And then the format that we taught it inside Job Killing and how you just easily follow along, anyone can do it. Wouldn't you say?
Oh man, dude, you do 5, 10 of those. It gets so easy. You get a process down, you got a script, you know exactly what to do, you know, so easy.
You landed a massage therapy client here recently, right? You were telling me it wasn't the ideal dollar amount you wanted, but it's kind of like a flat fee type of deal. They're paying you like $600-700 a month or something like that, right?
Exactly. I met her at the Business Association networking meeting, and you know, she gave me her card. I went. I made her a video that day. I think I got the video to her within one day, 2 days, something like that, real quick. Cool. You know. And she emailed me back. She said, "I really like what I'm seeing here. Let's meet." So we went out, met, had some coffee, sat around. Actually, ended up talking for a couple hours, and I showed her what all I could do. I laid it out on paper, you know, just pen and paper, simple as that. And she said, "Okay, well, so now what is all this going to cost?" I go, "My packages start at $997.
Yeah,
you know, $1,000 a month.
Fair price.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, you got a lot of overhead for SEO and stuff like that. Not too much overhead, but
well,
so she said,
overhead's your knowledge, right? So your knowledge, I mean, you did invest in yourself into this program. So, I mean, there's a lot of knowledge. It's like an attorney goes to school, you know, they put a lot of time and effort into that and a lot of money into that. And so you gotta be compensated. Plus, my opinion is you don't want to do this. This stuff shouldn't be done cheap because it cheapens the value. I mean, you know, when someone lands a massage therapy client, that might be with them for the next 5-10 years at, you know, $100 a month. I mean, you don't know the value of one client you're bringing to these business owners. So you really cheapen your value when you try to do things on a small dollar amount. And I don't think the business owners actually want that. I really don't. I think they want the Tiffany diamonds. They might not want to pay the Tiffany price, but they want the Tiffany diamonds ultimately. We all want the high-end stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I would reiterate that too. I'm like, look, you know, it's $1,000 a month, you know, and she kept saying, well, if it was 500, I'd do it right now, you know? And I said, well, okay. You know, I do want to get paid for what I am worth, you know, because I'm definitely worth it. And I said that a couple of times in the meeting, and she goes, oh, I know you are, you know? And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. So I didn't settle on a lower price during that meeting. I said, all right, well, you know, I'll think about this. I'll see what I can do if I can lower my price. And then she said, you know, I'm going to look around, you know, I have some budgeting to do, so I'll get back to you in like 3 days. And, you know, so I ended up, I think, texted her a couple of days after that. And I said, hey, all right, you know, because we connected, you know?
Sure.
And so,
for sure.
And so I felt, you know, if she can't afford $1,000 a month, I still want to help her. And I'd rather have $600 in my pocket a month than $0 in my pocket a month.
Hey man, at the end of the day, what's 600 times 12? 600 times 12 is $7,200. It's nothing to shake a stick at. And I'm sure you stripped a little of the stuff you had to do out because you know you don't want to just do $1,000 value for 600. But at the same token, it's still $7,200 a year. And who knows if you keep this client for the next 5 years, like I do with a lot of my clients, 5 years and beyond. I mean, we're talking $35,000 deal you just put together over the long haul. And I think a lot of times people think linear when they think of these deals. They think of, oh, what is it just per month? It's not a $600 deal. If you keep tight with this gal and you help her build her business, which I know you are, because actually pull that up on the screen if you can. I don't know if it will work, but I mean, the results that you've got her so far are fantastic, and you've done it in like 60 days. I mean, it's blowing my mind because you're in a pretty decent sized market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you know, and she wasn't hurting. There you are. Yeah, so massage therapy Bothell here. This is her right here.
Nice. So you've made it into, in a very short amount of time, you've made it into the top 3 listings. I'm sure you're going to number 1 because I know we all always seem to get up there. It's not guaranteed, but I know you're doing all the right things to get you there for that specific point. And I know there's other places you're helping or bringing leads from as well. We don't need to dive into all that stuff, the strategy side of things, but I think it's just really cool for outsiders looking in to see like a live case study with a deal that could be worth to you, you know, $7,200 a year upwards, many years of this stuff. Just the return on your knowledge investment. You made an investment with us about 1 year ago inside Job Killing, and to see you literally like $9,000-$10,000 a month and landing clients left and right. I mean, like, what would you leave anyone who's on the fence? Like, what sort of things would you say to someone that's on the fence looking at job killing, that's watching this follow-up video, who maybe watched you back in March when you were only at $3,000 a month and now you're at $9,000-$10,000 a month? What would you say to that person?
Oh man, well, if I can do it, you can do it. I've had your support. They'll have your support.
Right.
They'll have Brad's support. They'll have my support. They'll have, I mean, the family and the support that we have in here is beyond belief. And then there's also the fact it's a mindset shift too, because there's the fact that I'm listening to the calls. I'm staying dialed into you guys' calls every Tuesday or Thursday, unless I got something going on. I'm there. You know, and one of the things that you say a lot on those calls is you're the expert, and so you need to get paid as the expert. When you role play, talking to a business owner, you're saying, look, if I need a heart surgeon, I'm going to go to the heart surgeon expert. You need an expert to get you more customers. If I want to do that by carrier pigeon, I love that, by the way. if I want to bring you customers by carrier pigeon, what do you care? Just let me do what I am expert at. And so thinking of myself as an expert, continuing to stay dialed in to the training, to what I'm doing, and continuing to have momentum in finding clients, getting the client acquisition, whether it's through LinkedIn, whether it's through personal networking, whether it's through sharing stuff on my Facebook page, or even asking for referrals. You can do it. Growth is inevitable if you just keep at it.
Dude, I totally agree. I think the biggest thing that people struggle with is just the belief in themselves. And obviously what I see in you right now is, when I got a hold of you, I think you did believe in yourself. You just felt like you needed the roadmap, which we got you. Mm-hmm. And then I think the shift that I see from March, when we talked last in this hangout, until now, is that you're not even focused on the how-to anymore. You got that down. Like, you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know exactly the game plan, what to do and how to do it when you get a client. So you're just focused on client acquisition. You're just focused on bringing in clients and going from 9,000, 10,000 to 20,000, 30,000. Like, that's the next big jumps for you. And I think that's finally what's clicked. For me, that clicked for me as well. Like, I had to get past the I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm not computer literate type of guy, because that's what I was. But then once I had the strategy, and once I had the roadmap, then I was like, okay, I can just rinse and repeat this. And then really my income is going to come down to, how much do I want to work and how much do I want my income to really be? Some people are cool with 9 to 10 grand. They'll cut out and they're not going to do anymore. And that's totally fine. Right. And some people want to just continue edging it up, and that's up to you as well. But I think that's the big shift that I've seen in you since March till now, is the how-to is, you got it, and it's easy, and you know exactly what to do every time. And now it's just a matter of, okay, let's go fit clients into these parts with $1,000 bills, $500 bills, whatever it might be, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Any closing words for anyone, anyone, and any advice if you had to start this thing over a year ago, or anything, any closing words?
If I had to start this over a year ago, client acquisition, number one thing, getting clients no matter what. I would also say, part of the reason this mindset has shifted for me, like you said, is, I've listened to Sell or Be Sold twice. I listen to the calls all the time. Yeah, it's amazing, and so you just hang out with empowering people, hang out with empowering thoughts, your own thoughts in your head, and then doing it. I mean, it's not like it's not always just a skip through the green pastures of heaven or whatever. You're
for sure.
It's scary.
One of the things, and I think we should point this out, because I don't think people really realize how powerful the group of job killing, being around success all day long really is, and how it wears on you when you see like 4, 5, 6 times a day, different people from all over the world posting success stories, and then being able to reach out to those people directly and say, hey dude, I saw that you got a client with XYZ, like, how'd you do it? And then they're telling you their exact what they did. Mm-hmm. And like, how powerful that is. Like, I don't think it wasn't necessarily like that when you first joined a year ago, because we weren't where we were at now, right? We didn't have hundreds and hundreds of successful students. You know, we only had a small handful at the time, but now I think it's amazing how many six-figure earners we have inside of Job Killing, and how you have direct access to ask those people questions, and how willing everyone is to kind of share ideas and share strategies and stuff like that. And I think that's a huge part of the ongoing success. And I think that's why we're going to see the big number jumps from guys like you and other people in the group that we've interviewed and whatnot. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I totally concur. The group has been priceless. I mean, make friends with, it's just a great place to make friends. You know, you make friends with people, you hang out, it's such a valuable thing. And, you know, I write about this on my blog a lot, about how powerful that group is, that you guys have created. And
I think the group is actually more powerful than the process, but of course I downplay the process because I've been doing it for so many years. Right. But to me, the power is in the group, the power is in the data of the group, to know like what's working right this minute, and having all these people from around the world like saying, "Oh, hey, this stopped working, guys," and we know about stuff so fast. Like, I really believe the value is like of Job Killing is the group more than even the training. I know people will probably disagree with me because they got to know how to do the stuff in order to access that group. But I just think that being around, and I know it impacts me as well and Brad, but being around people like you that are hitting these next levels, and seeing people every day kind of inch the thing forward, as well as getting all this data back from so many different students on what they're seeing, what they're seeing, new niche work, all that stuff, to me is like, I'm just blown away with it. Because I remember doing this on my own years and years ago, and I was like literally in an office by myself trying to figure out what was working, what wasn't working, how to do the process, what to say, what not to say, all those different things. And I just was like, dude, the group is legit. The group has so much power behind it. And so I think in closing, what I'll say, and then I want to thank you again for being on and congratulate you again for hitting those big numbers this month. But I would just say, if you're someone that's kind of been on the fence, go back and watch Drew's interview back in March, 6 months ago, and watch the difference, not only in his income, but just in his understanding of how this all works, and understand that could be you. That could absolutely be you. It's just a matter of taking the first step. So, Drew, anything in closing?
Totally, man. No, you're right. The group will skyrocket your success exponentially. Definitely not in a linear fashion. It's incredibly powerful. It's like rocket fuel, it seems. Cool, man. So, yeah, appreciate you taking the time on this Sunday. I know it's Sunday and you're drinking a beer, so I interrupted your beer time, but this is the only time that I have to do any of these interviews and catch up, because throughout the week I'm so inundated with sales and all the different stuff that I got to do. So I appreciate you taking the time out on a Sunday, man. Sure, Dan. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate everything that you've taught me. So for sure, brother. All right, we'll talk soon. All right, cool. See ya.